Come all ye young fellas that follow the sea, tell me where.
Well, hello again. I'm sitting at the workbench, working on the Dreadfleet. Over the last few days, we've had a holiday here, so my painting time has been somewhat curtailed. Even so, I did manage to finish the dwarf ship, whose name escapes me at the moment, but I think it came out rather well, and in this case I pretty much followed the recipe from Games Workshop, and I think that recipe works out rather well, and I even learned something about mixing up some base coat for the gold. I have to say that I didn't follow it exactly because I didn't have all the colors they recommended. I use a lot of P3, so some of the P3 colors were used in place of the Citadel colors. Anyway, so that one's done. And today I'm working on, let's see if I can remember the name of this one. And I'll remember it by looking in the magazine. Let me see, this one's called, oh, by the way, the last one was Grimnir's Thunder. And today I'm working on the Swordfish. And the Swordfish sails are out here, as you can see. Now again, I have departed somewhat from the recipe. In this case, rather than just going straight with black sails, I wanted to have them have a little depth and a little bit of weathering. So what I did is prime black, as usual. Then I mixed up a gray using khaki and black. And it ended up being this kind of mid-dark gray. And then washed it with the Citadel Black Wash. That's the Badab Black. And the nice thing about that is it's going to provide some shadow and highlight in the seams of the sail. Plus it's going to outline the designs that are also on the sail that need to get painted later. And then I don't have to do anything to actually outline them. That will already be there. So I just need to do the rest of these sails like that with the wash, and then I need to let those dry, and then I will go back and start working on some other stuff. I've got the hull all assembled and ready to go. I did the same gray on the forward sail. Not that you can see it very well at the moment. It does not want to. Oh, there we go. And then I'm going to do the rest of the hull and the hull colors. One thing I did is I actually washed that same gray into the hull to lighten it up a little, but also because I feel like a ship's hull is going to have some sea salt buildup in the crevices, and so I actually wanted it to get a little bit lighter. It's very subtle. It doesn't make a huge impact, but sometimes that's the best thing to do, is to have subtle differences. So I'm going to go do that, and then we'll shoot some more video. And in the meantime, one more thing to show you before I go. This is a work in progress. Some of you may recall that I did the review of this battle suit. It's my previous video. Well, I've been painting it, and this is where it is so far. I'm actually doing some weathering on the armor, beating it up a bit, but I really like the colors. The color is coal black from P3 mixed with some white and shot on there with an airbrush in various sort of tones in order to give it that sort of hazy color that you see. Not going to go nuts on this guy because I don't have the time, and this is sort of a time-sensitive project. But when he's done, I'm going to be giving him away to one of you. So look for details on that later. Anyway, gotta go. Be back later. Okay, so I've gotten some work done on the hull. That's the gold bits on the side and the cannon and the kind of teeth. Also the deck is the same gray that I created for the sails. I've got the bone and the sword up front, fin in the back, and now I'm going to start doing some washes. And as you can see over here, the sails are just about dry. You can see how that looks. Really, it's a nice subtle gradation. I also like that the gray seems to have just a hint of green to it, which is nice. And that's it for the moment. And so on to get some more work done. Okay, well, this isn't quite done, but we're coming very close. As far as the sails go, I don't think I added all the colors that they recommended in their in the White Dwarf. I liked it a little simpler. I think the Astronomicon gray makes a great, not quite white for the bones, but I didn't add the green to that. The green, on the other hand, for this part and for back here, I did follow their recipe for the most part. The decking has the same colors as the sails, so that's the gray with a black wash. Then go in and pick out the guns. Interesting thing to note here on the masts, not the masts, these spars. I can't remember what the nautical term is. Anyway, so the sails are held in place by the by this rigging here, and it's supposed to be black. And of course, the spar itself is a lighter shade. And so you essentially have two choices with that. You can either paint the black and pick out the wood color, or you can paint the wood color and pick out the black. So I did that, actually. So I picked out the black, and instead of a brush, I used my trusty micron to hit all those individually, and it makes the work go a lot faster. And when you're doing something like that, you kind of, it keeps the tedium from setting in, because you can work through it a lot faster than you might otherwise. Don't know if there's any other real gotchas here on this one. I'm not quite done, as you can see. I still need to work on the little banners here. That hasn't gotten finished. These haven't gotten finished. The water is not done yet. But it's very close. And I also managed to do the base airbrushing on the sails for the Heldenhammer. I think that's what that's called. Again, basically following the recipe from the White Dwarf. Not entirely, but pretty close. Essentially, what I did, I started with the colors that they recommended, but then I did I kind of shot down this way with the airbrush with just blood red to brighten things up on the bright side, on the essentially the sun side. But so far, that's the only real change. Then I'll probably continue on with the recommendations for the most part. We'll see how that goes. And that's it for now. I'm hoping to get some more done tonight. By the way, this is the next day. Sometimes I forget that I shoot these over a couple of days. So anyway, tonight, hoping to get some more done. Thursday for sure. Thursday I actually have a day off from the store, which is really what keeps me from doing this all the time. And that's going to be it for the moment. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Come all ye young fellas that follow the sea, to me way, hey, blow the man down, and pray pay attention and listen to me. Give me some time to blow the man down.